Welcome to the wacky world of parcel parsing and pallet procurement. Today on the Bickering Nerds, we'll be looking at a game by the solo developer Dead Eagle. This is Parcel Frenzy Get to Work. Before we get into the game itself, let's talk about Dead Eagle. Dead Eagle is a developer from the Netherlands. This is the third game on their catalog, including The Stranded Traveler, Parcel Frenzy, and Stuart the Fox. In Parcel Frenzy, you are an employee who's dropped off into a warehouse, and a truck pulls up, and every once in a while, it just starts dumping boxes at you through a conveyor belt. And the physics in this game is ridiculous because there's a lot of times where boxes just fly at you, and you just get overwhelmed with the number of boxes that come at you. And after you get pelted with all these boxes like you're in a paintball game, you have to go through and sort them between 3 conveyor belts. You have one that's for less than 5 kilograms, one that's between 5 and 12 kilograms, and another that's 12 and up. And if that seems too easy to you, don't worry, it gets much harder. Because not only are you going through these boxes and there's a lot of them, there's also ones with very small writing on the little label that tells you, oh, this box doesn't get sorted, it gets thrown away. So then you have to remember to put it on the correct conveyor belt, the one behind you, of course. But then this is where you start noticing other things. In the game, if you put the package on the wrong conveyor belt, all of a sudden you start getting billed. Then you start realizing you're getting billed for everything. Every time the conveyor belt breaks down, you have to pay yourself to repair the conveyor belt. Every time a fire breaks out in there, you have to pay yourself to put out the fire. Every time that you have to use a pallet, you have to buy new pallets. I'll get to the pallets in just one second. But overall, the name of the game is being able to sort boxes and ship boxes as fast as you possibly can and as many as you possibly can within your given shift. If you can do that, then you'll be able to make enough money to be able to continue for the next day, and then the next day, then the next day. And the last thing you want to happen is to go bankrupt. There are goals in the game that help you maintain extra money at the end of the workday. These goals would include things like number of boxes that have to be sorted, the number of shipments that you have to make, and the number of boxes in those shipments. And as for shipments, I haven't discussed those yet. Once you're done sorting the boxes then take a giant C shape around the whole warehouse. And once they get to the other side, they then have to be placed on pallets with you wrapping them and then going to the printer to print out the appropriate label to put onto that pallet. But wait, how do you move the pallet from right there to over there? Well, you have to buy a forklift for yourself, and that's $3,000. It's not the cheapest forklift ever. Oh wait, once you take the pallet over to the door using your forklift, you have to then pay $75 to call a truck to come get the pallet from you. Once the pallet is taken from you, they do cash you out whatever the value of that pallet is. But if you put the wrong label on it, they will then knock you down to 50% less than what you were potentially going to get. So with Parcel Frenzy, the whole point of the game is accurate but fast. As for the controls of the game, they're fine. It's the same as any other game. It's WADs and using your mouse and all those wonderful things. The only problem that I had with the controls is getting in and out of the forklift. You have to press E to get into the forklift and hit spacebar to get out of the forklift. It's not like you use E while you're in the forklift for something else. It's just a different button to get out. Kinda weird. But other than the forklift debacle, there's just a few other things I'll bring up later on in the game feel section. For the game feel of this one, I have to say, I kind of see where this one's supposed to be going. This game is supposed to be an absolute frenzy, hence the name. It's supposed to be quick, tight, performative. It's supposed to be like you are going as fast as you can to make as much money as you possibly can in a given day. Your goal is to bring those tier levels up for those goals that you have in the bottom left corner of your screen. Gives you the more money that you get to keep at the end of the day and spend on upgrades. But I have to say, with the weird combination of keys between hitting shift for this or E for that or clicking on this, or the lack of a shift to help you run or jumping onto the slowest forklift that you've ever driven. The game doesn't know how to keep a consistent speed. You're interacting with a game that's very fast, but also your character is running very slow. So the frenzy is you getting frustrated with your slow character. My final thoughts about this game, I have to say, it was fun. It was glitchy, there was bugs, there was not much to do in the way of the story, but I can see where this is going. I'm kind of excited to see what the final product will be. I'm also excited to see solo developers out there like Dead Eagle making video games in general. It doesn't have to be the greatest in the world. It doesn't have to be the next Red Dead Redemption. It just has to be something. It has to be a game, something for us to try out, something for us to play. As for a score, right now I have to give it a 2.5 out of 5 because there are quite a few bugs in it, and a couple of these bugs actually stop the progression of the game. I do have to say that the developer is still actively working on this game because I have received 2 patches since the time I received this key. I do look forward to a final version of this game, and I would like to review it when it's complete in the future. But as for now, this is Mike with the Bickering Nerds. If this game does interest you and you want to see more about it, there are links in the description below. If you have games that you would like for us to try out or review, please put them into the comments below. And as always, thanks for stopping by.